Hi guys, welcome back. Straight to the point. Are you looking to get yourself a sponsored job in the UK? Stick with me for the next couple of minutes and I'll definitely tell you how best to do that. So welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming again. If you're new, please consider subscribing if you do enjoy this video. Now, I take it that you're currently on a search on how to get yourself a sponsored job in the UK, or you're just probably doing research for someone else, or you're just curious, right? Something got you clicking on this video. You probably just completed a university degree in the UK, or you're considering to come in from abroad. Just to secure yourself a job, a sponsored job. Now, before we go into the exact steps you need to take to actually secure yourself that job, I want to let us know that there are 6 broad sectors at the moment in the UK which are currently employing the most international students. Okay, the first one we have to think of, which I think is pretty much obvious, is the STEM sector. So anyone from the science and engineering. So STEM stands for science, technology, engineering and mathematics. That is currently one of the biggest sectors in the UK at the moment. So yes, there are so many employers, startups as well, not just big brands, little companies as well who are looking to sponsor. The second largest sector at the moment is the business and administration. The next, we have the information and communication technology sector. Then we have the healthcare sector, okay, your health professionals. Then we have the teaching professionals. Then we have the chief executives. So wherever you find yourself, somewhere amongst this list, somewhere in between, you actually stand a chance to earning yourself a sponsored job in the UK. Yes, they say it's as hard as searching for a needle in a pile of haystack, but it's possible, right? It's hard does not mean it's impossible. The first thing you need to keep in mind if you are in need of a tier 2 sponsored job in the UK is to apply early. Okay, now this cannot be overemphasized. What are you doing with your time? Are you currently on a sponsored student permit, for example, and you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm starting my dissertation next month, I have up until September, and you're having fun, you're living the life, you're a student, that is fine, but set out time, prioritize your future, guys. If this is something you want for yourself, you should have goals, you should be visionary enough to know that as soon as you set foot in this country, if your long-term goal is to remain, you should start making relevant research, if that makes sense. So apply early. You do not need, according to the recent policies, you do not need to obtain your certificate before you can apply for jobs. It used to be like that in the past, but it was changed in 2018. So now you can absolutely be done with your, all of your modules. You've still not received your certificate and it's absolutely fine to start applying for jobs. So yes, keep pushing in the research. The second thing I want to let us know is to make use of our internships. Okay, you probably are attending a university that needs you to do a 1-year compulsory internship, 6 months, 8 months. That is actually where most people get their sponsored jobs from. So when you are on a hunt for sponsored jobs, I would not recommend applying to an organization that does not have the sponsorship license. So do even more research, just because when you step foot in there as an intern, right, you get to prove yourself for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. If they are impressed by whatever you've shown to them, that way chances are higher for them to retain you in the long run, rather than, because it's a whole process for them as well, right? To go to the HR, you have to throw out job applications, you have to interview a series of persons, so you stand higher chances if you've been an intern in the organization. So keep that in mind. Apply for internships in organizations that sponsor. The next thing I would say is to sell yourself. Guys, no one is going to do this for you. It's like me telling you, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to do that by myself until I get where I need to get to, right? Somewhere in the line, people may decide to help me, share my content. My point here is you need to sell yourself. on your CV, in your cover letter, on your LinkedIn profile. I was going to make that a separate point entirely, but it's absolutely fine to merge it in here. You need to have a professional LinkedIn profile. An employer should be able to go on there, see you, have an idea of who you are, of what you've done in the years, of what it is you can probably bring to his organization. So nothing too crazy. I mean, it's not Facebook, right? Just this type of frame of yourself, a good professional photo of you, and just a description of what you've been into over the years. Let them be attracted to you, make them attracted to you. Okay, so sell yourselves. What are the things you enjoy to do? Do not think that you've been good all of these years and definitely it's just going to happen again like that. It is not just going to be chance. It's not a walk in the park. Okay, it's going to take hard work. It's going to take consistency, but make sure to sell yourself. See it this way. You're literally competing with nationals. Okay, you are international. Basically, before the government made this sponsorship of a thing valid, what they say is that the employer should be able to prove that you, as an international student, can do stuff that a citizen cannot do. So it means they should have done some research. They actually need to prove that they've interviewed other people and prove that they are in. They need you, immediately. And prove a good number of other things before they take you in. So don't think that your pretty face is enough. You need to sell yourself at every second, okay? Because again, the companies pay for this. They bought themselves a license, so you need to prove your worth, right? The next thing I would say is apply for sponsored jobs only, right? There is a vast list. I'm going to leave more details in my description box. You have a list of tier 2 sponsored jobs, tier 5 sponsored jobs. You're going to get weary if you just apply for any and everything. Trust me, I've been there, done that. You do not want to spend your time applying for jobs who do not even have the potential of sponsoring you. So before you apply for any job at all, now this is outside the internship scope. Before you apply for anything, do extra research. At times on the job portals, they actually, stated there that we sponsor. They usually say they are diverse institutions, or they say we do not provide sponsorship very plainly. If they do not state either of this, feel free to give them a call. Feel free to send them an email. Make sure that they sponsor before you spend your time, right, applying for the job. Just because I've seen too many people, go on and on applying for jobs that do not sponsor, and then you get weary. You literally get drained by attending interviews for these guys, and then they tell you we do not sponsor. Keep that in mind and careful. Right, so the next thing I'd like to say is you can decide to go through recruitment agencies. There are lots of consultancies out there, different services that can actually help you out. These guys, some of them are genuine, but to be honest, if you're not, if you do not know them personally or one-on-one, you may, find yourself in a fraudulent situation. So usually I do not really recommend that, because again, they cost a lot. They could cost between £3,000 up until £10,000. But what they do is obviously they are affiliated with companies that sponsor, and they basically just send your CV to those guys, and you still need to meet the criteria of the big firms, right? You still need to attend an interview, you still need to sell yourself. So yes, there are recruitment agencies that can help. If you can afford their services, good and fine, they polish you up, they assist you. If you cannot, start the groundwork early enough. The last point I want to let us know before I conclude today is you can obviously decide to start a PhD or a research program. Okay, usually there is more attention given to someone who has spent, so if you came into the UK for a master's program, for example, a 1-year master's, and you're done, and you're thinking, oh my god, I have just 2 months, I have just 1 month to go, what do? I need a sponsored job. You can apply for a PhD. I believe in the UK, PhD go for as long as 4 years, but once you've completed 1 year on your PhD, that is 12 months, you usually tend to have more, companies usually tend to prioritize such persons more than they do if you have just your undergrad degree or just your master's, if that makes sense. Okay, so push for a PhD or push for a research program. That way they tend to listen to you more. They tend to still be open. Yes, they may still need to sponsor you at the end of the day, but chances are that they are more open to listen to you. Okay, now that is if things get really, really worse and if you do not mind, I mean, a PhD is good, isn't it? It's just an extra qualification, and it's going to go a long run to help you as well. Okay, so pretty much that is it from me today, guys. I really hope these tips were helpful. Let me know in the comment section if you have any more precise questions. Are you currently in the UK? Are you trying to get yourself a sponsored job? At what stage are you? Speak to me. I'll be glad to help if I can. Are you abroad looking to get into the UK? Let me know and I'll help if I can. Right, so if you've watched up until here, thanks a lot. You're super amazing. If you've not subscribed, go check other videos on this channel, and if you enjoy them, please make sure to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. It will go a long way to help me. Thanks a lot, everyone, and I will definitely see you again soon. Bye.